talk about these dang old interludes and chapters. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
Let's talk about it. What's that? Nova, you want to talk about it? All right, let's talk about it.
Hello. Welcome to the Listenercast.
We're back.
It's us.
It's us.
Listenercast.
We've got ribbons.
We've got ribbons. So if you're going to Dragonsteel Nexus, we have ribbons. We have this white one that says Listenercast in red, and it has the Cosmere logo on it, symbol. We have a red one with silver lettering that says glove is pant, sleeve is dress. If you know, you know. And then we have a black one with silver writing that says Moash did nothing wrong.
Yes.
Which I disagree with, but we wanted to be controversial.
I think it's funny.
Ryan thinks it's funny. I also think it's funny. And I think
that's a good talking point.
Yeah. So we'll get some good content out of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Like, I feel like we hand those out to cosplayers.
Yeah.
People talk to us and we're like, oh my God, do you want a ribbon? Yeah. Here you go.
Well,
they're going to look at it and be like, I don't want this.
So we're excited.
I'm very, very excited. I don't remember too many ribbons last year.
I got a couple. There was one for each of the secret projects that I got.
Mm-hmm.
I got one that said Books Before Death.
Yeah.
There was one from the 17th Shard, I think I got. There was just a couple Cosmere adjacent people that I got things from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember like people handing them out though. Like I know booths had them and stuff.
Yeah. You had to like catch somebody handing them out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm really excited to hand them out. This is my first time ever doing ribbons for a con, so I'm excited.
Yeah, we can put them on our own badge and everything.
Oh yeah, I want to get our badge and I want to put the Listenercast one first.
Oh yeah,
so it's like
it'll be a Listenercast sleeve and then Moash did nothing wrong.
The colors all look really nice together.
They do.
So if you get one,
they're all listener colors.
They're all listener colors, yeah. So they look very nice together. Mm-hmm. This is me convincing you to take all three from me.
Yes.
By the time you guys are hearing this, Ryan and I will be in Utah.
We will be in the land of Taw.
And yeah, so by the time this episode comes out, I think is it the first day of Dragonsteel? Is Wednesday?
No, the first day is Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah. So it'll be the day before.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be right before. It will be the day before Wind and Truth comes out.
Yes, is when you guys are hearing this.
Perfect timing,
I know.
Folks.
We nailed that on the timing.
Yep. What can we say?
What can we say?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll be in Utah. If you're hearing this, we're in Utah.
If you're in Utah, let us know. Come say hi.
Yeah, come say hi. We'll give you ribbons.
You can buy me a beer. I will buy you a beer in return. Let's just drink beer.
Ryan just wants...
I really, really cannot wait to... A reason I'm really excited for Dragonsteel is because my last vacation got canceled.
Oh, yeah, your lake vacation.
Yes, my lake trip got canceled. So this will be my first vacation in a probably a very, very good while. So I'm very excited to not be at work.
Yeah, I usually travel for work. So this will be nice to travel and not have to work.
Yes.
Because I work like 12 to 16 hour days when I travel. So
I've worked every single weekend for the past month and a half. So
yeah, we've had a hard time getting together to record. So I'm very thankful we've been able to make this happen, and thankful for all of you for being here.
I'm so thankful for everybody. I love seeing just the comments. I love seeing the views. It just is nice that we have this small little community. Yeah, that's just so diverse and everything. Because what was our number one city this week?
Somewhere in Singapore.
It was in Singapore.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Singapore.
So we have someone in Singapore.
Yeah.
We had somewhere in Germany.
Mm-hmm. A lot of
Czech
concerts.
Republic.
A lot of concerts happen in Singapore. I do know that.
Interesting.
Yeah, a lot of big name people go to Singapore. So I know you guys are popping for sure.
That's so funny. That's what you know Singapore as.
I just do.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I'm sure that they appreciate being known for that. It's like, yeah, that's a nice place that people go and play music at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. So yeah, we are very thankful, like Ryan said, our very diverse little community we have going on. So thank you all for being here and thank you for listening. And yeah, let's jump into part 5.
I'm Ryan.
Oh, I'm Whitney. Did we not? God, we're so bad.
Well, this is the Listenercast.
This is the Listenercast.
And just by listening,
you too are a listener.
On the Listenercast.
Okay, part 5.
Part 5. Interludes. First. How about that?
Interludes. Hasina, Aiden, and Taravangian.
I-10.
I-10. Hasina.
Hasina tells Liren off and brings him to Norrell. Norrell tells him why he wears the glyph, and Hasina gets him to ask all the people why they wear the glyph.
Yeah, and Norrell says to honor Stormblast, who still fights. I'll be ready when he calls for me. And Liren says, don't you see the irony in that? It was fighting in your homeland that made you flee, and therefore get into all the trouble you faced. Fighting lost you everything. If people would stop with this nonsense, I would have to see far fewer men with battle shock like yours. And then, he says, suppose you're right, sir. Can't argue with the surgeon about the nonsense we do. But, sir, do you know why I get up each day? Liren shook his head. It's hard sometimes, Norrell said, stirring. Coming awake means leaving the nothingness, remembering the pain. But then I think, well, he gets up.
He gets up?
You mean Kaladin? Yes, sir, Norrell said. He's got the emptiness, bad as I do. I can see it in him. We all can. But he gets up anyway. We're trapped in here, and we all want to do something to help. We can't, but somehow he can. And I've listened to Arden's talk. I've been poked and prodded. I've been stuck in the dark. None of that worked as well as knowing this one thing, sir. He still gets up. He still fights. So I figure I can too.
That's right. Had that marked down as well. And it's true. I mean, I think it's that's a good way of thinking about it. It's just well, he gets up every day.
Yeah.
He seems worse off than I am sometimes.
Yeah. But he still gets up.
Yeah.
And he does it. It reminds me of that moment in Words of Radiance.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that, I think it's Words of Radiance, where him and Shallan are in the chasm.
Yeah. And he recognizes Shallan as just oh my God, she's worse than I am.
Yeah. And the line is and she smiled. Storms, she smiled anyway. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah.
So, love that.
Yeah.
Liren, shut up. Liren, shut up challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
I-11. Aiden working in the potter's shop, and his father leaves to watch the Radiance.
He's going to be a Radiant someday.
He is.
He's a little
He has
kid.
to show that he's brave.
Yep.
I don't have anything for
I don't
Aiden.
have anything either.
I think it's a very cute interlude.
I agree.
Yeah. Aiden is the boy that Kaladin helped. He sprained his ankle or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
I-12.
Taravangian. Vulnerable.
Speak on it.
Taravangian is trying to figure out how to draw odium to him. Ja-Anat shows up and says she'll help him by sending some corrupted spren to draw odium.
Yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I don't have
anything either, but this is
a big deal.
This is a big deal because she kind of talks to him about Ja-Anat knows that he was touched by cultivation along with Lift and Dalinar.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know why, but she knows cultivation has a plan for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of have a theory, maybe later on, that I'll talk about at the end.
Okay.
After everything.
Yeah, because we find out some pretty important stuff.
So she's going to send some corrupted spren to help draw odium to Taravangian. Yes.
All right. Part 5.
Part 5.
Knowing a home of songs called our burden. the Knights Radiant, Navani, Bridge 4, Taravangian, Vyre, Lesian, and Wit.
Mm-hmm. Chapter 98.
An Unwholesome Shade.
First, so let's do this. Dalinar is examining the battlefield and once again promises the Mink that he will help free Herdaz. Later in his tent, a Lightweaver named Starguile shows him images of Ishar. He then tells them his plan to visit the Herald. First thing I want to kind of touch on is the chapter header.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to ruling the humans. Musings of El on the first of the final 10 days.
Okay.
Who's El?
I don't know.
Well, he's trying to find Kira
Who's Kira?
from Death Note. I can tell you that much.
I know that information as well, but I don't think we're in the same universe here.
Okay, gotcha.
That was dumb.
No, it wasn't. I know somebody chuckled.
I mean, once I realized what you were saying, I was like,
yeah, I don't know who L is. And the first of the final 10 days. Okay.
All right.
Whatever that means. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just find it interesting that we get like the musings of L, a character, presumably a character we don't know anything about.
And it's the final 10 days of something.
Of something.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about part 5. I'm assuming if you've listened to this, you've read all of part 5 or listened to all of part 5, whatever. Or, just what happens at the end of part 5. So you probably can guess. But anyway, yeah. Anywho. So yeah.
All right.
I don't really have any notes except for when Starguile comes into the tent.
Yeah, talk about it.
Let's see. Starguile said, breathing in Stormlight from a pouch in his belt, he began to paint with his fingers in the air. Each of them did it differently. Shallan had explained that they each needed some kind of focus to make their surge binding work. Hers was drawings. Starguile appeared to have a different method, something more akin to painting. I find that interesting that every Lightweaver kind of has a different method of light weaving and everything. And we know Starguile was a pigmentist.
Yes.
He worked with paints and stuff.
Yeah, so it just
makes
naturally
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's just a really cool touch. They all are different.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Because we see a little bit more of that beforehand when Beryl was talking to Shallan and was talking to her about soul casting and how Vatha has a method where he tries to think like an object to make them turn into those objects, which is different from, I guess, how the Elf Scholars do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like, okay, there are different methods and everybody's different in what helps them and everything. Right,
and how they do their light weaving.
Surge,
whatever they're doing.
Bindings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything?
I did not have any notes for that, no.
Okay.
All right.
Chapter 99.
Not bound.
Wit and Yasna discuss the contract that he has come up with for the contest of champions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see what notes I got.
I actually don't have any notes for this. I know that he made it like basically to where Reyes / Odium will know that he's the one who wrote the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, Wit just talks about being immortal. That's really it that I have marked. I don't know what my point was with that one, but Wit's immortal. So I guess, I don't know. I guess my point was probably like we learn more about Wit and just like, oh yeah, he is like a god or just something that like can't be killed. Yeah. Like what he says specifically is like, well, I haven't died yet. Yeah. So he's, presumably can't be killed, but everything can be killed. He's definitely
older than the heralds. Like we do know that. Probably as old as the gods and the shards or whatever.
Yep.
All right, chapter 100.
Watchers at the Rim.
Kaladin awakes from another nightmare. He speaks with a sibling who tells him the enemy has found the last node. Him and his small band prepare to fight, and he tells Tef to run if there's any trouble.
Yep. That chapter is like a page and a half. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No notes.
Undertext 101.
Undertext.
Dalinar and Yasna meet with Yanagon. Yanagon says that he would like some word of a lift, and Dalinar says he will tell him as soon as he learns something. Dalinar then gives Yasna the original copy of Oathbringer and asks her to do the undertext.
Yeah, I thought this was really nice and very interesting, where they were like talking, like he says, they're talking about kind of like forming a new religion as well, right? And
people are already treating it like his words as such.
Yeah. And so like Yasna says, like after he asks her to do the undertext, she says like, I will not hold back. If much of this is religious, I will be compelled to be honest. I will point out your confirmation biases, your fallacies. Perhaps it would be better if you gave the undertext task to my mother. He says, I considered that, but I promised to unite instead of divide. I don't do that by giving my book only to those who agree with me. If we're revealing a new world, Yasna, should we not do it together, arguments and all? I feel like we are never going to agree on the details, you and I. This book, though, it could show that we agree on the more important matters. After all, if an avowed atheist and a man starting his own religion can unite, then who can object to their personal differences are too large to surmount?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had something different kind of marked and everything that I took note of.
Yeah, go for it.
It's with Yanagon.
Mm-hmm.
Yanagon's kind of grown up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Dalinar makes a point like recognizing like how much more comfortable he's gotten with his position and with his fellow monarchs and everything. And I really like that because you also see in like his demeanor and everything, because when we first like watch Yes and Dalinar join him at the table, it's literally just everybody watching him eat dinner, which is a strange Asish like thing. Yeah. But it's nice to see that Yanagon, being an awkward kid, not totally comfortable with his like being an emperor and everything, and is now like he's grown up, he's more comfortable with his position, he knows what to do more and everything, and he's not afraid to talk to his equals.
He's really, really grown into the role.
Yeah.
Like at first, he was like a thief originally.
Yes, absolutely.
And now he's the emperor. And like, I can imagine as like someone who was growing up in the circumstances he was, being an emperor was probably like not even on your list of things you think you could do. And now here he is, and he's like finally started to actually grow into it, surprisingly.
Yep. And I like that he cares about Lift so much still.
Yeah. They're sweet. All right.
Chapter 102.
High storm coming.
High storm coming.
High storm coming.
Bentley and the group decide to take Kaladin's family with them. Moash arrives to kill Navani, but Ravoniel makes a deal to buy her time. Kaladin reunites with Syl and faces the pursuer.
And Moash as well.
Yes.
That's what I have marked here, is that Moash shows up.
Yeah, he's there to kill Navani.
Yeah.
But then Ravoniel steps in and he's like, save her some time. He like says like, oh, you should go take care of Stormbless first, right?
Yeah, she says
he gives him sand. He gives him the sand so he can find her Spren.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, she says there's a worm in the tower eating his way through the walls. He's increasingly an issue. And he's like, I warned you about Stormblast. I warned all of you and you did not listen. And it says you will kill him. And he says no enemy can kill Kaladin Stormblast. He is a force like the storms and you cannot kill the storms fused. And then she hands him the dagger. And she says, you speak foolishness. A man is merely a man, no matter how skilled. That dagger can destroy his spren. So, yeah. But yeah, Moash just keeps popping up and pissing me off.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't have any other notes besides that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
103.
The Legend You Live.
Teft and Lift get to the other Radiants so she can wake them. However, they are intercepted by Moash, and he cripples Lift and faces Teft. Moash throws out some sand and goes after Teft.
Yeah. We're getting close.
What'd you say?
We're getting close.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a moment at the beginning of the chapter where Lift is like, oh, what took him so long? And Teft says, oh, he likes to grandstand. But Storms, it was hard not to feel inspired at the sight of Kaladin, framed in the entryway like that in a sharp blue uniform, his hair free, his scars bold and stark on his forehead, eyes intense enough to pierce the darkest storm. You did good with that one, Teft, he thought, giving himself permission to feel a little pride. You ruined your own life something fierce, but you did good with that one. Which I think is very cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing that I marked is once they are where all the Radiants are, is that Lift screams, and she leaps back as one of the bodies on the floor nearly emerged from beneath the sheet. The figure, dressed in all black, swung a shard blade at her. She nearly managed to get out of the way, but the blade caught her in the thighs, cutting with the grace of an eel through the air, and she collapsed, her legs ruined by the blade. That one hurt me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, Lift.
Yeah.
She's a kid. Like, especially my brain, like, she is a child. Like, I know she's like a teenager now, but I'm like, that's a kid.
She's still only like 14, 15, something like that.
Yeah. But she's a kid. And she just...
No, it's...
That's like a
I forgot that happened.
That's like a no coming back from wound.
Yeah. Mind you, she is going to heal from it because she is radiant.
Right.
But yes.
It's bad. It's really bad.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Do you have any notes for that chapter?
I don't. You kind of hit everything. So 104.
Which is full of hope.
Mm-hmm. Relaine and Dabbid are stopped on their way to save Navani and the sibling. Kaladin faces the pursuer and proclaims he does not fear him and tricks him into forming his fourth body. Teft fights Moash and is appalled when he killed a Radiant. Moash gets the upper hand, and Teft lets him know that he will die knowing he is loved.
I'm about to tear up.
Okay.
Thinking about it.
So, would you like to hear my thoughts on about everything?
Yeah.
When I first read this, and I cried, and I think this is an extremely, like, I thought it was probably the saddest moment in the whole series.
Yeah, this is the worst death in the series.
And I disagree.
No? Who do you think it is?
So when I got to this part and I read it, I actually felt good about it. So, okay, let me explain. Let me explain because I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Yes, because I knew it was coming. I'd prepared myself. I didn't cry or anything.
Heartless. No, I'm kidding.
I think Teft died in the best way in how he, talks to Moash and says, I die knowing I will be loved.
Yeah. That
got me where I was just like, that's so true because Teft has come so far.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that sentiment.
And if we know anything about the hero's journey, we know this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean I can't be upset about it.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Teft has always been the mentor figure. He's the one who taught Kaladin about the Radiance, about drinking in Stormlight and everything. The mentor character usually is going to die in those circumstances and everything. That's just like the trope that happens. And I just found his death kind of beautiful in a way.
Yeah.
Like it's sad. Don't get me wrong. Like I don't think it's, I'm not saying, oh, it's not sad, get over it. But I found it very endearing and I found it very respectful because I feel like it was a good death. He died a good death.
Well, what do you think is the worst death in the series then?
Sad, the worst? I don't know. Probably Elhakar's.
Wow. This one really did it for me.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, I think the way that you feel, like I agree with him.
That's just how I felt during this read.
Yeah.
Personally.
Like, for me, let me he says, I die knowing I'm loved.
Mm-hmm.
He stabs Tef directly through the neck with his shard blade. Confident and somehow still full of hope, Tef died. And I think that's why that one hurts me more. Like, Ellikar's was rough. I'm not gonna discount that because he was about to say his oaths when Ellikar was dying.
Yeah.
He got to like journey before and then he died. Yeah. And that one sucks because we were in that like Ellikar redemption arc.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say we're in like a redemption arc for Teft. I don't think Teft needs a redemption, but he's finally on the upswing of his life where he's like out of the addiction. He finally doesn't want to die every time he wakes up. You know, it's like he's okay. He likes being alive. And I think that's why this one hurts for me.
Yeah.
It's like, because he dies knowing he's loved. He's finally at peace with that he's like, people care about me and I'm okay with that, because people used to care about him and he was like, oh, screw off, you know, like leave me alone. So he's finally okay with being loved. He's finally okay with loving himself. And that's why it sucks. Yeah. Is because he doesn't get a chance. He's only been living that for a couple months. Yeah. Compared to his entire life. And so he is never going to get to fully live that life of freedom, of loving himself and of being loved by others.
I agree. But I also feel like in that same aspect, it's just like he's finally found his peace.
Yeah. It hurts.
It does hurt. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt.
I love Teft.
Yeah, I love Teft too. Worn out.
Something I marked in this chapter before that.
Okay.
Kaladin is talking to the pursuer and he says, "You're no soldier. That's what I realized about you, defeated one. You've never faced death." Which I thought was really, really interesting.
Yeah. I think that's a good way of he's taunting him. He's really just like, feels very much like I'm watching kind of like a wrestling match. Like the heel and the face are like going against each other.
I don't know anything about wrestling, so
there's always a good guy and a bad guy. Yeah. And they always taunt each other very boldly. I like that as well. And I like that he's calling him the defeated one.
Yes. Defeated one.
You'll be known as the defeated.
Defeated. All right.
Where?
Should we move on?
Yeah.
All right. Chapter 105, Children of Passions.
Children of Passions. Kaladin, fighting the pursuer, notices Teft's body and begins to cradle him. Moash, seeing this, tells the pursuer he knows there's only two options for him. Raboniel tries to convince Navani to flee, but she says she can't abandon the sibling. Raboniel then falls into Navani's pain reel trap.
Yeah. Moash knew, like, you know, he says to the Heavenly Ones, leave him be. This is how we win whenever he sees Teft's body. God, I want to cry. Moash knew exactly what Kaladin was feeling, that crushing sense of despair, that knowledge that nothing would be the same. Nothing could ever be the same. Light had left the world and could never be rekindled. Kaladin cradled Teft's corpse, letting out a low, piteous whine. He began to tremble and shake, becoming as insensate as he had when King Ellikar had died. After Moash killed Rashon. After Moash had killed Rashon. And if Kaladin responded that way to the deaths of his enemies, well, Teft dying would be worse. Far, far worse. Kaladin had been unraveling for years. That, Moash said to the fused, is how do you break a storm. He'll be useless from here on out. Make sure nobody touches him. I have something to do. Oh, Moash, you're so evil and I hate you.
He's pretty evil.
I hate him. I hate him so much.
He has two options. Kaladin has two options.
Mm-hmm.
So Moash thinks. Number 1, turn to odium. Number 2, kill himself.
Literally, yeah. There is no option 3
No.
where Kaladin just continues to live anyway.
Mm-hmm. Unless.
Right.
Are you good for 106?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
100 discordant rhythms.
106. Kaladin is reeling. Navani stabs Raboniel with the funny knife, and then she is also stabbed, seeing Moash down the hall. Kaladin decapitates the pursuer and then heads towards Liren. The Fused holding him flee, carrying his father, and Kaladin catches up to him. The Fused push Liren off the tower, and Kaladin jumps after him. Number 1. So Kaladin is a mess.
Of course.
He's
as anyone would be in his situation.
Yeah, and who is it? Venli notices that his eyes are glowing.
Yeah.
Not a blue. They're like, aren't they glowing like orange?
I forget. I think so.
Yeah. And it's just like,
but
that's not normal. Because he's like,
I don't know, but it's an unnatural color though.
Yes, it's an unnatural color for Kaladin. And the way in which he kills the pursuer is so gruesome.
Oh, it's nasty.
It's literally like Kaladin is kind of like a monster right now. Like unstoppable.
I think I would be too.
Yeah.
If I were him.
Yeah.
If I were in that position, it wouldn't have gone down like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have safe tapped.
And when he's like walking past like Leshwi and Venli, and they're just like, Venli thinks like, oh, he's going to come kill me. Like the aura that this man is emitting right now. And Leshwi tries to talk to him, and like he shoves her out of the way.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't care about you right now. Like I'm going to get my dad. He kind of has like nothing else to lose right now. Well, like he does. He has Liren right there.
Right, Liren's like really about to be thrown off a balcony.
Yeah, but he jumps after him.
Yeah.
It's here's the thing. It's kind of tough, right? It's kind of tough.
It is.
I feel really, really bad. Honestly, this point, seeing Kaladin like this really is disheartening, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, I'm like, I'm used to it at this point. Whatever. Just
yeah, but like Kaladin's on his murder mode.
Yeah,
but you never see Kaladin on murder mode.
Let's see.
He's in his Black Air Forces like era right now.
That's so funny. His eyes were glowing yellowish red cast to it. Yeah.
And yellow and red make orange.
Yeah. I think you hit all the major stuff there.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
107.
Uniting.
Moash approaches Navani, but is stabbed by Raboniel, draining his Stormlight.
Yeah.
Navani touches the pillar and hears the rhythm of war. The Stormfather tells Dalinar that Kaladin jumped off the tower. Venli reveals to Leshwi that she is radiant. The Stormfather tells Kaladin he can say the words, but they wouldn't mean anything. Also, Syl can't remember the words. Dalinar tries to figure out a way to get Kaladin more time.
Yeah.
I think I got everything of importance. A lot happens. There's a lot of jumping in between, even though it's not a long chapter.
I love that, like, because Navani just tried to kill Raboniel, right? Like, that just happened. And Moash shows back up. And while Moash is, like, on the listener's side, or the Fused side, Raboniel respects Navani so much that she would try to kill Moash. Yeah. Like, she would try to give Navani more time to run away. When, like, that probably goes against, like, everything that not everything, but a lot of things Raboniel has worked for. You're, like, worked against. So, I really like that. Yeah, we just see Kaladin spiraling. He's not saying the words. Yep. And
Sil's like crying, saying the words, Kaladin, I can't remember the words.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
108.
Moments.
So this one got me
This one got me
crying
too.
more.
Yeah.
108. Kaladin finds himself in a vision and sees the moments preluding Tien's death. Tien recognizes Kaladin and speaks to him as an adult. Tien says some stuff to help and gives Cal a wooden horse to prove the vision is real. Kaladin wakes up and says the words, and they are accepted.
I accept that there will be those I cannot protect. Fighting the tears of my eyes again for the 7 billionth time today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. The moment with Tien is really sweet. Like, what does he say? I have it marked. Tien picked up a spear. He gathered the other messenger boy from the tent and started towards the place where he'd been told to stand. No, Tien, Kaladin said. I can't watch this. Not again. Tien came and took Kaladin's hand, then walked him forward. It's all right, he said. I know you're frightened. But here we can stand together, all of us. 3 are stronger than 1, right? He held out his spear, and the other boy, who was crying, did the same. Tien, Kaladin said, why did you do it? You should have stayed safe. Tien turned to him, then smiled. They would have been alone. They needed someone to help them feel brave. They were slaughtered. So were you. So it was good that someone was there to help them not feel so alone as it happened. You were terrified. I saw your eyes. Of course I was. Tien looked at him as the charge began and the enemy advanced up the hillside. Who wouldn't be afraid? Doesn't change that I needed to be here for them.
I like later on.
Go ahead.
That's the wrong way of looking at it. Since we all go to the same place at the end, moments we spent with each other are the only things that do matter. Times we helped each other. Look at it, Cal. See the colors? You think letting Tef die is a failure, but all the times you supported him are meaningless. Then no wonder it always hurts. Instead, you think of how lucky you both were to be able to help each other when you were together. Well, it looks a lot nicer, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's all about perspective.
It is.
It is.
I couldn't save Tef, Sil. We couldn't help Tien, but we can save my father.
I accept that there will be those I cannot protect.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
It is.
And it's so fitting for the way Kaladin's oaths have gone up to this point.
And it's so... And just his whole background as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where he's always felt bad for the ones that he thinks that he's failed.
Yeah.
And he always lives. Everybody around him dies and he always lives. That's what he said.
He always lives. All right.
109.
Emulsifier.
Leshwi is happy that Venli is radiant and gets her troops to attack the pursuers. Moash fights off Raboniel and heads to Navani. The sibling tells Navani that she is unworthy to bond. Rlain goes and imitates Teth and brings singers and humans together for the moment.
Yeah, the only thing I have marked is when Rlain does, like, basically tell a fused what to do.
Uh-huh.
But the fuse, like, listens because he says it with so much authority.
Mm-hmm.
And Venli's like, Rlain, you gave order to a fused. He shrugged. It's all about an air of authority. More than that, she said. How? I had good teachers, Rlain said.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a little surprised himself. He was a spy, used to staying back, letting others lead while he watched. Today, though, there hadn't been anyone else. And having been rejected by both sides, he figured he was an outsider, and therefore as close to a neutral party as there could be in this conflict.
I love the interaction between Leshwi and Venli.
Yeah, talk about it.
So Venli shows Leshwi that she's radiant, and she has no idea what her reaction is going to be, but she's happy. And she says, I swore the first ideal of the radiance. I'm sorry. Sorry. A joy spren burst around her, beautiful, like a blue storm. Sorry. Venli, they've come back to us. They've forgiven us.
Mm-hmm.
What? Please, ask your spren. Do they know any honor spren named Raya? She was my friend once, precious to me.
Yeah.
And it goes on And she says, but my friend has other friends that are willing to like join us. And she's like, my soul is too old.
Yeah.
But you guys aren't. And that's when she decides to help. And I think because we've seen Leshwi as a person, we've brought it up that she's very honorable. She knows what is right and wrong when it comes to war and everything. Like very early in this book, in part 1, she literally stops fighting with Kaladin so he can go stop the pursuer from killing civilians and everything.
Yeah.
I think her seeing this really is just like, it cements like, I love Leshwi.
Yeah.
And I love that she's like, I want to hear about my friend.
Yeah.
From centuries ago.
Yeah.
It just makes me very, very happy.
It is good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good interaction.
Yes.
All right.
Chapter 110.
Reborn. There's a moment here I really want to talk about. You're going to know what it is, but...
Okay. Kaladin forms Shardplate and reaches his father. Navani, being a goat, bonds the sibling and fights off Moash. Cal catches Liren and says they were both right. It's revealed that Kaladin's brands have been healed. Go ahead, I know what you want to talk about.
Navani Colin, the woman that you are.
This part gets me every time.
The two snapped into harmony, the boundless energy of cultivation, always growing and changing, the calm solidity of honor, organized, structured. They vibrated together, structure and nature, knowledge and wonder, mixing, the song of science itself. That is it, the sibling whispered to the rhythm of the tower. My song. Our emulsifier, Navani whispered to the rhythm of the tower. The common ground, the sibling said, between humans and Spren. That is why I was created so long ago. A rough hand grabbed Navani and spun her around, then pressed her against the pillar. Moash raised his blade. Navani, the sibling said, I accept your words. Power floated through Navani and fused her, making her pain evaporate like water on a hot plate. Together, she and the sibling created light. The energy surged through her so fully, she felt it bursting from her eyes and mouth as she looked up at Moash and spoke. Journey before destination, you bastard. Navani Colin, the woman
tough,
that you
bro.
are.
Come on.
I love her.
She's so awesome. She's so cool.
She's so cool.
Oh. And it's against Moash, too. That's what's
Journey before destination, you bastard.
It's so cool.
Because he is a bastard and I hate him.
I have to agree.
And then Kaladin's Jash brand.
Gone.
Finally.
Because he's forgiven himself. He's forgiven himself. He doesn't, he's still messed up, but he's learned that it's so good. It's so good. He's finally letting himself heal because previously he hasn't.
Yeah.
And that's symbolized by the actual physical scars washing away and healing.
Yeah. He forgave himself. It's beautiful.
Chapter 111. Chapter 111.
Unchained.
Dalinar and his group meet Ishar, and he accuses Dalinar of being Odium's champion. Zeth recognizes the Herald's blade, as it was his father's. The fused approach R'lain and Venli, and Timber says that he is spoken for. Then a touched Spren appears and asks to start their bond. Dalinar and company fight Ishar, and Zeth's sword manages to chip the honor blade. When Navani bonded the sibling, Ishar gained some sanity and asked Dalinar to come to Shinovar to help him. Then he retreats into Shadesmar. Navani, amazed by the Fabrials, instructs Kaladin to the breakaway market. Dalinar's group make a horrific discovery. Moash flees the tower as it activates, and he falls into the mountains and realizes he's blind.
Whoa.
So many things happen in chapter 111.
So many things happen. So there's a moment where Dalinar says Jezreel is dead, truly dead.
Mm-hmm.
But in part 4, it's implied that not entirely. Like there's a chance he can still come back.
No, I think that's what it was, because they talked about how Jezreel's soul just kind of slowly
dissipates
and everything. So
I don't know. I'm on to them.
Okay.
I'm on to them. I don't know. What notes do you have?
So I don't really have any notes in this chapter, to be honest.
Ashar tries to take the bond.
Yes, he does. Okay, so he does try to take the bond. I didn't take any notes for this chapter, to be honest.
Yeah.
He tries to take the bond, and then like Dalinar manages to stop him.
Yeah.
You know?
Because Szeth is like, where did you get that blade?
Yeah.
And
chips the honor blade.
Because it was his father's.
Yeah. So that means Szeth's father is probably dead.
Probably dead. But it's an honor blade.
Yes.
Because there's like, I can't remember if it's this chapter or another, but there's like this whole thing where they're like, oh, it's implied that there was a Shin man who was a herald. And they like say something like Szeth has like a thing where he was like, I never thought a Shin man could be a herald or something. Mm-hmm. I didn't make that up, I swear.
No, they say a herald looks like a man from Shinovar.
Yeah, looks like a man.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I love this moment. Let's see. Aiden is here. They see a Windsprung. Okay, anyways. The plate had fit everyone, but him it matched. A brilliant knight radiant in glowing armor holding aloft an intricate shard spear. He left the helmet off so they could all see. Kaladin Stormblessed, bright as the sun. I bring word from the sibling, he shouted. They don't remember inviting you in. And considering that they aren't merely the master of this house, they literally are this house, your actions are quite the insult. And I just think that's really funny.
Oh, yes, I agree.
He's like, you're uninvited.
Get out of the house, please.
Yeah, and then...
You're stinking up the place.
Yeah, and then Moash has that moment where he killed Teft. He literally is like, oh my god, I killed Teft. And he's like feeling the pain. Like, Odium is not numbing that pain anymore.
Yeah, because the sibling is like back now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Deal with it. You did that. You've killed these people.
Deal with your emotions. Don't let Odium just take them from you.
Yeah. You did that. You killed Teft. Yeah. All right.
Get out.
And then he's blind. All right. You ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. Chapter 112.
Chapter 112. Dalinar and Odium make an agreement.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Oh.
That's all I wrote. So
let me see if I have notes.
I figured we were just going to talk about it.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Oh, wait. I have one note. I told you, Dalinar says, I've offered you an agreement. Odium says, I've told you that I cannot keep to these terms. I can steal myself away, but not my minions. I can demand that the fuse and the unmade retreat, but not all currently obey my will, and I can do nothing about the Regals. Dalinar took a deep breath. Fine. But I cannot entertain an agreement that frees you from this world. So we should focus on our conflict, you and me. If I win, you are exiled to damnation and withdraw from the conflict entirely. If you win, I will go into exile and my people will have to fight without my aid. You offer a mortal life for that of a god? Odium demanded. No, Dalinar. If I win, I want the Knights Radiant. The forces of Alethkar and Urithyr will surrender to my fused, and your radiance will end this war. The other foolish kingdoms of men can keep fighting if they wish, but your people and mine will begin preparing for the true war, the one that will begin when the gods of the other worlds discover the strength of surge binding. Your heirs will be bound to this, as you are. Yup.
So, what they agree to? They agree to fight in 10 days.
Oh, God. The final 10 days.
What?
Sorry.
They agree to fight in 10 days. They agree if Dalinar's side loses, Dalinar joins Odium, allowing anybody who wishes to follow him in joining Odium's cause.
Yes.
And then he's going to be like his own personal herald. To go throughout the Cosmere and take over.
Yeah.
I think all the land that each side has taken, regardless of who wins, like any land that both sides hold control over, that's just theirs now. There's no more contesting it.
Yeah.
And then if Odium loses, he has to like leave for like 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And if Odium wins, he's no longer bound.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a lot to put on 10 days.
It's a lot to put on 10 days. And Dalinar says he knows who his champion's going to be.
We don't.
We know probably Dalinar's.
Odium's we don't know.
Odium's we do not know.
Yeah.
Dalinar is probably going to be his own champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we've been leading up to.
Or Kaladin or something.
Well, no, it's not going to be that.
That's true.
Yeah.
But probably Dalinar will be
his own champion. Yeah.
All right.
Chapter 113.
Emotion.
Navani finds Raboniel still alive, and she asks Navani to end her life so she doesn't come back mad. Navani does so and goes and retakes Ur-Thiru. Zeth comes to kill Taravangian on a dumb day. At the same time, as he's about to do so, Taravangian is intercepted by Odium, with Nightblood pulled along with him. Taravangian then kills Rayze, and he is now Odium.
Taravangian's Odium now.
Yeah, so so it's really crazy that these happen like back to back, huh?
Yeah.
Taravangian's Odium now.
He ascends into godhood.
Yes.
He uses Sword Nimi to stab up into his chest. And he becomes Odium.
Yes.
So what is going on with Sword Nimi? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I got so many questions. Anyways. But
and I don't have any answers for you.
I know you don't.
So I feel like we need to go right on along to the next chapter, maybe. Yeah, let's go on into the next chapter, and then we can talk about like that whole thing as a whole. How about that?
Yeah. So let's go on to chapter 114.
Okay, so Verlaine sees Venli off to the Oath Gate, where she plans to go meet with the other listeners. He decides to stay with the Radiants. Tef's funeral is held. Taravangian is approached by Cultivation, and she offers to teach him about his new abilities.
Yep. This is the first time like we've seen Cultivation ever. Like not in a flashback.
Yeah. So
hey girl, where have you been this whole time?
What are you up to, dude?
Like what?
We learned that Odium Rayze had been weakened due to his failings. When the sibling was brought back, when Dalinar didn't join him.
Yeah.
Because I guess he hedges bets on all that stuff. So he was definitely weak, and that's why Sword Nimi was able to kill Rayze, which is not Odium. Odium is more like the power.
Yeah, Rayze is like
just the person that became Odium.
Yeah,
is what we know of the shards and everything. And Cultivation has been touching these individuals and led Taravangian to this point. Gave him the ability. Gave him the ability to predict a lot of things, being very smart, giving him the capacity to stop what's going to happen, right? That's what he asked for, the capacity to stop what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So we know when Odium first comes to Taravangian and he looks at the diagram, he's like, oh, that's pretty good. And then he shows him all his fastness. That was Cultivation's gift to him, her boon, was her way of preparing Taravangian for this moment and helping him prepare to use these abilities. Now she's going to actually show him what
to do. Yeah.
So I have a theory that I feel I can confidently talk about at this point.
Okay.
So my theory is that Cultivation is preparing people to become new shards.
Okay.
We know she's touched Lift. We know she's touched Dalinar. We know she's touched Taravangian. Taravangian just became Odium. I feel like she's prepared Lift to probably take her place
Yeah.
in some way, preparing Dalinar to take the place of Honor.
Yeah. That would make sense, honestly.
That is just what I think. I don't really have any backing on it besides, like, she's touched these 3 people for her own motivations and plans. We see one of them that she's prepared become a shard. I would assume the other 2 are for the same reasons, right?
Yeah. That's a good theory. I think that, like, has, like, backing behind it.
Okay.
It makes sense to me, at least.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe Cultivation is done. Maybe Cultivation doesn't want to be a shard anymore. And she realizes, like, oh, yeah.
She's like, I've had enough.
Because her whole thing is she wants things to grow and to change.
Yeah.
Maybe she recognizes for things to grow and change, other people need to take this power.
Right.
I.e. myself as well. So, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Guess we'll find out in like a week.
I guess maybe we will find out in a week.
Maybe.
Who knows what we're going to find out in a week? Maybe it's nothing. What if that book's a big old nothing burger?
I'd cry, probably.
Yeah, probably not, but who knows?
All right.
Okay.
Chapter 115, Testament.
Shallan speaks with Mraize and tells him that she will get to Ba Edo Mishram before the Ghostbloods, and also gives a message from Wit. Venli makes it to the group of listeners and wants her mother to bond with a Reacher to save her mind. She tells Thu that there are many Spren willing to bond them all. Jaxlem then recognizes Venli and she hears a voice in her head saying her words are now accepted.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
Okay.
Shallan apologizes to Adolin for like not telling him the truth about a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
And they let the Spren out of the box that they're communicating with Mraize. And it's a glowing ball of light with a strange symbol at its center. Wit called it a Seon. And
I don't know what that is.
Because you haven't read Elantris.
That's an Elantris, yeah.
It's from Elantris. Yeah. So it's not like a spoiler. Like, I mean, we see, I think it's either Seon or Seon. I think it might be Seon. But we see them pretty immediately in Elantris. If you look at the cover, they're on the cover of Elantris.
Oh, okay.
So that's a fun
cool
little thing there that Mraize has this technology. But on the next page, Mraize brings up the kind of who's in charge of the Ghostbloods.
Master Thydakar?
Master Thydakar, the Lord of Scars. And he comes only in Avatar. And
tells him to mind his own business on his planet. Mind his own planet for once, where he comes over and slaps him around again.
Yeah. Wit asked nicely to deal with your own stupid planet, you idiot. Don't make me come over there and slap you around again.
I wonder who Thydakar is.
I wonder who that could be.
He might be my goat.
He might be someone from Mistborn.
He might be my goat. He might be my goat.
He might be. I have one more note. Is that's when Venli realizes that the way that they got out of the chasms that night during the storm was because of a chasm fiend.
Bro, when the chasm fiend comes out and a listener is riding it, I screamed in my car or in my truck, and I was like, oh yeah, if we don't get a big old battle with listeners riding chasm fiends, taking down some nasty guys, I'm gonna be mad. Because when that happened, I was like, I'm about it.
Yeah, me too. I'm very cool. Do you have anything?
No. We kind of touched on everything.
Yeah, we just in that chapter we get we already have the sand, which we know is from
white sand,
whatever planet it is. I can't think of what it's called. Now we have Elantris has also made its way in here. Yeah, and
Scadrial.
And Scadrial has been in this book a lot.
Yeah. Yes.
But even more prominently now, we know the Ghostbloods. Their leader
is on Scadrial. Which we don't know that, but if you know, you know.
We can infer from what the information that we have on who he is. Hello, Zeus.
Hello, Zeus.
All right. You ready to move on?
Yes.
Chapter 116, Mercy.
Oh, okay. Dalinar tells Kaladin about the contest being in 10 days and that he will not be the champion. However, he gives him a mission to go to Shinovar. Lezian wakes up to find himself before El, who kills him.
Yup.
Kaladin finds Tien's wooden horse and goes to group therapy. Dalinar then speaks to the Stormfather, who says he has shown mercy in the past.
Yeah, I do like the moment that Kaladin and Dalinar have, like, right at the beginning, where Kaladin says, Dalinar's like, well, I shouldn't have tried to relieve you from duty. And then Kaladin says, actually, you were right. I have a lot of healing to do before I should be in command still.
Yeah.
Or command again. And Dalinar says, even still? And he glances at Kaladin's forehead and notices the missing brands. After what you've accomplished, after swearing the fourth ideal, and Kaladin says, ideals don't fix us, sir. You know that. We have to fix ourselves, perhaps with a little help. He saluted. We were on the correct path with me, sir. I need to take time away from battle. Maybe so much time that I never return to full command. I have work to do, helping men like me and Dabbid. I'd like your permission to continue. Granted. You've grown, soldier. Few men have the wisdom to realize when they need help. Fewer still have the strength to get it. Go get it. Well done. Very well done. Yep. I love that.
Yeah. Let's talk about El.
Yeah. So El is
El is a fused. El used to have the title of Vyre, he who silences.
Yes.
Or he who quiets.
Mm-hmm.
He now is no longer allowed to have a title, and he's no longer allowed to have rhythms. He also rips off his own carapace every time he's reborn and replaces it with metal.
Yep.
So all of these things make him scary. I don't know if you know about this tool that people use in fiction and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
To make people scarier, they will make a part of themselves inorganic.
Yeah.
You see that in a lot of fiction and everything. That's why you'll see like some villains will have like a robotic hand or...
I mean, like even Mistborn, like the eyes, the nails through the eyes.
Yeah, the Inquisitors.
Yeah, that is like one of the freakiest things to me.
Yeah, that's a thing like with us humans is we like see that and we're just like, oh no.
Anything inorganic just makes us uncomfortable.
Yeah, like that's
innately.
just like a thing with us. So the fact that El has ripped carapace off and put metal instead.
Oof. Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's so funny that innately, like, as humans, we're like, oh.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, that's like me, but not complete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We look at that, we go, that ain't right.
Yeah.
Just ain't right.
That's how you also show like a lot of characters are evil as well.
Is the inorganic?
Yeah, like I wrote about a character that had like a fake hand and everything.
Interesting.
And that's a way in which he was personified to be evil. Because he's given up a part of his humanity for his own creation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else for that chapter?
No.
All right. Let's go into 117. One final gift.
14 months ago. It's an Eshonai flashback. We see the mercy that the Stormfather had given in allowing Eshonai to see the world before she fully passed. I love this chapter. This really, because that was like kind of like my big complaints with Eshonai is we never really got to see her full story.
Yeah.
Because it switched to Venli, and those two are heavily connected, and I get that.
Yeah.
But like seeing this final like good ending for Eshonai really made me happy. And also the Stormfather as well, saying, oh, like, well, you died highly invested. You just weren't able to say the words, but I accepted them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And let her do what she always wanted to do, which was see the world in its like entirety.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I had to say.
And when he says goodbye to her, he says, farewell, Eshonai, farewell, Radiant.
Mm-hmm.
So just an implication of what could have been, I suppose.
What could have been.
So, yeah. No, it's a very good last chapter.
Yeah. But then we have the epilogue.
30 tricks.
So here's my summary for the epilogue. Oh boy.
Oh boy. That's your summary?
That's my summary.
Yeah, because Wit goes in to talk to Rays.
Yes.
And
who's no longer Rays.
Who's no longer Rays, but now they are stuck in a loop.
He's not stuck in a loop.
But he is in a loop in this epilogue. Yeah, he's not stuck in a loop, but
yeah, he finds himself in a loop because it seems like Taravangian / Odium has taken his memory and also took the memory of the fact that they just met.
Yeah.
He's taking memories and information out of Wit's mind.
Yeah.
And his mind, he has things that the terrorist people have. The copper minds that he's getting in there.
He's getting in there.
And that's a big moment.
Yeah. And that's all that we've had for the last couple of years.
We don't know what that means. We know that Taravangian has taken information out of Wit's mind.
Yeah.
So we don't know what he knows, but he knows that he wants to defeat Dalinar still, but also still wants to save all of them, which I don't know why.
It doesn't make any I guess
we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. And we may be finding out right now as you're listening to this.
As you're listening to this, tomorrow, when this, as of the date that this comes out, tomorrow when the truth comes out, buckle up, Buttercup. It's happening. It's real. We're here. We're here live.
We're
right
here
now.
live. And I will say, since we are going to start to wrap up here, and we're probably just going to go straight into yapping. We are going to take a break for the holidays.
Yes.
And to get into Wind and Truth. So this will be the last time you guys will be hearing from us until January. We just want to take some time off, enjoy the holidays with our families. And we want you to do the same as well. And as well as we're going to be reading Wind and Truth, and we are sure that you guys will as well. So the next time you hear from us will be in January, and that will be for part 1 of Wind and Truth, which is a crazy sentence to say.
Crazy.
Oh my God. It doesn't feel real. I'm proud of us, Ryan. We did it.
We did
that.
We did that. We had an idea and we did it.
We did it. Oh my God. That just kind of hit me.
Yeah.
One day we were like, I was like, let's make it a podcast, because we were talking about doing a book club. And now here we are. And we did it. We did all 4 Stormlight books. And you're here too.
You're here too, guys.
Wow. Aw. We did that.
We did it.
I feel proud of us. I'm so proud of us. And I'm proud of all of you guys for reading along with us.
Thank you guys.
And thank you for being here.
Thank you for being a listener.
On the Listenercast.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't believe we're going to be in Utah next week.
We're going to be in Utah next week. Before we get on to our Yap Sash, before we talk about Dragonsteel, Whitney, what did we think of this book?
Oh my God. I love this book. And I know we're going to talk about our rankings in a second. I love this book. This book was higher in my rankings. This one has actually gone down.
Really?
Yes.
This one's gone up.
See, I loved this book. I really did. But as far as my third reread, it has gone down because I enjoyed Words of Radiance so much more.
That's crazy. Okay.
Because I think yours is... Oathbringer's not your favorite, or did it become your favorite this time?
It was my favorite.
Was your favorite?
Yeah.
So Words of Radiance is your favorite now. I'm going to guess.
You're going to guess?
Yeah. Words of Radiance.
Okay.
Rhythm of War.
Okay.
Oathbringer. Way of Kings.
You got it.
Nailed it.
You got it. That's mine.
What do you think mine is?
Yours. It's Oathbringer.
Oathbringer is my favorite, yeah.
Probably Words of Radiance. Ooh. Way of Kings. Rhythm of War? Or Rhythm of War, Way of Kings? Way of Kings is at the bottom? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say, but I was just like, but
yeah,
I know. No. Yeah.
So originally Rhythm of War was in my second spot, but this reread, while I still do love this book, Words of Radiance just really, really hit for me this time around. And that ranking may change. every time I read these books. That's
True.
the thing.
It does.
But for this time around, Oathbringer was my favorite, then Words of Radiance, then Rhythm of War, then Way of Kings. I love them all a crazy amount. Like, let me make that abundantly clear.
Hey guys, this is our favorite series of books
ever.
If that's not obvious.
Yeah. So I love them all very much. Oathbringer just really, really hit for me.
Yeah.
That one always just really hits for me. And then Words of Radiance, I thought was I enjoyed way more this time around.
Words of Radiance hit different for me this go around.
Yeah, I agree. And then Rhythm of War, still an amazing book.
This book hit really, really different for me. Like, honestly, I could flip that with Words of Radiance, to be honest. I could flip it depending on the day. I told you the same thing with Oathbringer. Like, I thought Oathbringer was my favorite, and it went down for me a good bit. I was astonished with this reread of this book this time around. I loved it.
Points off for Tef dying. That's my reasoning.
Oh, well, I think part of the reason I liked it was because I obviously it's a sad thing, but when Tef dies, like,
it's a great scene.
It's a great scene. I love how he goes out. I love how Tef dies.
I'm happy for you, Ryan.
I love how he dies.
This book got points off because he died for me. But that's just me.
Not everybody can survive war.
I know. But I wish Tef did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the rest of this time we're going to talk about Dragonsteel.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to stick around for that, feel free. But if not, thanks for being here. And we'll see you in January for One in Truth.
Bye-bye.
Bye. What are you most excited to see at Dragonsteel?
Ooh, so there's actually a podcast I listen to. I talked to you about them before. It's called Two to Ramble.
Yeah.
They are going to be hosting a panel there.
Really?
I think it's the Unique Magic Systems panel. I'll have to double check and everything.
Okay.
But I don't listen to I'm not one of those I listen to every episode of them because they do have like a lot of book club episodes about books that I haven't read or anything.
Yeah.
But I think they seem like very nice, good guys to listen to.
Love that.
I love their personality.
You'll have to send me a link to their podcast.
I will. I've talked to you about them before.
Yeah.
They have some opinions I obviously don't agree with. But like, again, I respect their opinions and everything.
I mean, that's the point of podcasting.
They're like the whole thing. They like books that we like. They're big nerds, fantasy, sci-fi, all that.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, but they're going to be there. They're going to be having their own panel and everything.
That's cool. I'll go to that with you if I don't have something else going on.
Please. Excited to see Fond du Lis talk.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Robin Hobb and Fond du Lis panels.
Yeah.
I am like really, really looking forward to that. This is probably like, I'm sure a lot of people will feel similarly to this. For me, as a woman, I am very happy to see. Yeah, surprise. I'm very happy to see them kind of being the spotlight authors this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, it's very cool to have like two women who are the authors, one who is like a person of color. Like,
yeah,
I am so excited. And it's not that I don't think that, like, you know, Brandon's like not inclusive and trying to make an inclusive space, but like this year for me, I'm so excited because I'm like, you chose two women to be like the keystone kind of speakers, and I'm really, really excited about that because they did Christopher Polini last year, which was, you know, he had a book coming out last year, which was really, really cool. That's a series I should read this year too. Anyways, yeah, I've never read it. I read the first book when I was in like high school, but like never went any further. And I love dragons, so I need to reread that. What are you looking at that made you?
No, I'm actually just looking at stuff.
Okay, yeah, so I'm really excited to see both Robin Hobb and Fond du Lis. Like, that was a big part of the goal for me to reread or to read a book by both of them before Dragonsteel. Literally was because I was like, oh, women writers, they're just like me. And I'm not a writer. I will never be a writer. I don't think I will ever write a book in my life, but I am always very inspired by successful women. So I'm just really excited to see them.
Yeah.
That's like probably what I'm most excited for this year.
Yeah.
You okay over there?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm getting a ticket to this.
To what?
The Unique Magic Systems thing.
Oh, okay,
I'm pretty sure
okay.
this is the panel they're doing. Get tickets for Ryan. Yes.
You said I would like that, please. I'm trying to think. I'm really excited to hand out ribbons this year.
I am very excited to do that as well. I'm just excited to be around other nerds.
Yeah, like I was at when we got back from Miami from my work trip a couple days ago. We unloaded our truck at a different warehouse than normal because the warehouse that we like unloaded at is also someone who's going to the next show with them, which is in Texas, but it's the same week as we're in Utah. And my boss asked me to go, and I told him like, no, I'm sorry, like I've had these plans for like a year. I told him, I was like, this is the one thing a year that I will not do. Like this is the one thing a year that I will give up my time to do this. And we were at the warehouse, and after we unloaded, we were talking about, you know, them going to the show, whatever. And my boss looks at me and he goes, you don't need to hear any of this. You're going to be in Brandon Sanderson land. And I was like, exactly.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
Like, it's so funny. Everyone in my office just like knows.
Yeah.
They're like, the Brandon Sanderson girl. Like,
yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Exactly. I'm excited to see Court.
Oh yeah, our friend
because I haven't
Cortland.
got to talk to Court that much this year.
He hasn't been on Discord much, but him and I have been texting about it, and he's just been busy. Yeah, just doing life stuff.
Yeah.
And then also there's so many new people in our Discord, and I think that's overwhelming.
Yeah, a little intimidating.
Yeah. So.
Excited to do that. Excited to see everybody. Excited to go play skee ball.
Yeah, I'm excited to see our friends that we made last year. We're doing karaoke the night that we get in because like one of our con friends we made last year, it's his birthday the day that we get in. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go do karaoke, and I love karaoke. So I'm really excited for that. We got to
go to BarCon.
Yeah, we got to do BarCon this year. You did it last year. I did not.
I just ended up there.
Yeah, I think I was just hanging out with Court that night because I was like, I don't think I want to go drink. I just want to hang out. I ended
up there with like other authors.
Yeah.
And like beta readers and like people that like know like this guy and everything. And because like I guess they do it every year. And I mean like it's not like it's like invite only or anything. You just happened to be there while they were also there. Because
you went with Patrick, right?
Yeah, I went with Patrick.
Yeah.
Shout out Patrick if you listen to this. Probably don't, but hello, you're really cool. I talked to him. He's an Eagle Scout.
Yeah, I think he works in the military, doesn't he?
He works for the Navy.
Or the Navy, yeah. He's so cool. Did you see he put his cosplay in Discord? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's made this really awesome mist cloak.
He looks sick.
It looks really cool, so I'm excited to see. His cosplays are really cool, so I'm excited to see that. And he made we got Ghost Blood pins from him last year, so he made some new ones this year. So
excited for that.
Yeah. But yeah, you ended up there with Patrick last year.
Yeah,
and I think that was when I just went over to Cortland's house and we just like hung out because I was like, I think I'm done drinking.
Yeah, well, I just went there and like had good conversation because I had to stay up late, get Jenna her ticket. That's why I went for the most part. Because
I think I hung out with Court and then he took me back to the hotel and I passed out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a cool, just chill vibe.
I would like to do that this year since I missed out on it last year.
Yeah. It was nice. There's no F1 race while we're there this year, unfortunately.
So we can't use it as an excuse to drink.
Not using it as an excuse to drink, unfortunately.
Oh.
Shame. Big shame.
We can just use Wind and Truth and yours and Sarah's birthdays.
And Jenna's.
And Matt's birthdays as excuse.
Oh, dude, there's so many birthdays happening.
And you can also, it's okay to just drink to hang out with your friends.
It's not even about drinking. I just like going out with people. I
like being out too.
Oh yeah, I just like going out and doing stuff because like it's so rare for me to do it nowadays because I've been so busy the past few months.
Yeah, I have fear with what my work schedule is about to turn into next year, but it's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
I'm excited because I know I'm going to Denver next year, and I'm going to I think I'm going to Dallas and San Antonio or something, 2 different places in Texas. And
deep in the heart of Texas.
Yeah. So I'll be going some places I've never been before for work next year, which is exciting, but also I spend most of my day in a ballroom. So it doesn't really matter if I go somewhere.
Speaking of ballrooms.
The ball. Oh, have you figured out your outfit?
I'm probably just going to take a suit.
Yeah.
Just a random suit.
I'm going to bring my my steamer. I have a portable steamer so we can get the wrinkles out in the hotel room.
Do you think I should even carry my thing? Well, no.
That's up to you. I'm just letting you know I'm bringing my steamer.
Yeah. I can always wear my suit on the plane.
That would be really funny for you to wear a suit at 8 a.m. I like that. You'd fit in with all the businessmen. It'd still get creased though, because you're going to sit down for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's up to you. But I'm going to bring a steamer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there will also be an ironing board in the hotel room. That's pretty common.
Yeah.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we're getting there 2 days early. I can literally just find a...
Is it? I thought we were only there for 5 days.
We are, but we're getting there. It's
Because the con's
Thursday.
3 days.
Yeah. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I thought we flew back on Saturday.
No, we fly back on Sunday.
Can you show me a calendar?
Okay.
I'm freaked out now.
Why are you freaked out?
I don't know, because I thought we were only gone for 5
Oh,
days.
look. We are only gone for 5 days. We fly in on Tuesday,
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh. Okay. In my mind, the 9th was Sunday.
No, the
And I
9th
was
is
like-
Monday.
I was like, that's your birthday. Because I knew we flew the day back before, or we flew back the day before your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel calmer now. For a second, I was like, do we need to extend the flights another day?
No.
I was like, I'll pay for it. Like, I got scared.
'Cause we fly in on the 3rd.
Yeah. And then the 4th is just a hangout day.
Yeah.
And then 5th, 6th, and 7th are con days.
Yeah.
And then the 8th we
The
fly
3rd
home.
is a hangout day as well because we get there like pretty early.
We get there around like noon, I think, because we fly out of here at 10 a.m., which means it's 8
Yeah.
a.m. there. So yeah.
Yeah, so we get there around noon.
I was like, I'm usually really good at planning stuff. How did I mess that up? Okay. Anyways, I just made
Yeah.
myself a little crazy for a second.
That's okay.
Everyone just witnessed it live.
Yeah, we're going to a ball. That'll be fun. It'll be a ball.
It'll be a ball. Yeah, I think I'm going to do, because I have like this like black sparkly dress, and Ryan said like, oh, you should try to be an ink spren. And so I was talking to
Mhm.
Sarah about how I could do that, because the ink spren are black because they're inky. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, I can't like appropriately
Why not?
do that because that's blackface, Ryan.
What?
Next. So I was thinking to try to do like, because my hair's curly and I can like put my hair up and it looked like spiky.
Uh-huh.
And so I think I might try to do that to kind of
Yeah.
make the patterns, and then just do like a lot of highlighter to be really shiny. Because
Mhm.
that's like when I look at pictures of ink spren, it was like they're really shiny and what's the word?
Iridescent.
Yeah, spiky.
Yeah.
Kind of spiky like the cryptics.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Cool.
that's what I think I'm going to try to do, because obviously I'm not, not that I would want to put on like body paint anyways for a ball, because that's
Mhm.
excessive, but also it's inappropriate. So
Right.
I'm just going to try to make myself really sparkly.
Very cool.
I'm excited. I think we have the ribbons that say like Moash did nothing wrong. There's like a Moash apologist panel.
Yeah.
We should just like, I think it's like right before our ball, so I don't know how realistic it could be that we could stand out there and hand those out to people
Yeah.
going into the panel, but I think that'd be pretty funny.
I think it would too.
But I think it's like pretty close to our ball, so I don't know how
Okay.
realistic that is.
Our ball isn't till late though.
I don't know. We can look at the schedule, but
Yeah, we'll look at the schedule.
so yeah. What else you got, Ryan? Anything?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. I can't believe this is the last time we're going to
I
talk to you for a
know.
couple weeks. I'm a little sad. I don't know what I'm going to do without you all. Cry.
I'm
Read.
gonna take a nap.
Yeah. I know. I'll probably get some actual reading done.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
Stormlight related. But yeah, as always, I know we say it all the time, but we are really thankful for
Thank
everyone that does
you.
listen to this podcast. And yeah, I'm sure we'll make some content at Dragonsteel. So
Yeah,
You
we'll
won't go
film,
completely
we'll vlog
without-
and everything. We'll
Yeah.
take pictures.
we'll post them on the community page
Yeah.
on our Instagram, and then
Mhm.
also probably like if we vlog or do anything silly, we'll put on the shorts, or like yeah, we'll post like a little vlog on here, because
Yeah.
I did vlog last year. It's on like my personal YouTube channel, so but like I don't ever post on there. That literally is the only video up on that YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna we'll post a vlog here this time instead.
Yes.
Listenercast vlog. We're excited. I'm really excited.
I'm very excited.
But yeah, we're gonna let you go, and we'll see you guys in January. Give us a like, rating, subscribe, comment.
Comment, email.
Do you have a question of the day, Ryan?
Question of the day.
He likes to come up with these on the spot, so this might take a second.
Tell me.
Huh?
Tell me something. Tell me a funny dream you had.
Okay. Not a statement. Tell Ryan a funny dream you had.
Tell me, not Whitney.
Not
Tell
me.
me. Address it to me. Whitney can't hear it. I'll make sure she never sees this comment. As soon as I read it, I'll delete it. I promise.
Oh my God.
I won't delete it. I'll make sure she doesn't have eyes. You heard me right.
This is the last time I'm seeing you all, legitimately.
Just a funny dream you had.
I like it. Okay. All right. Bye, guys. Next time we see you, it will be for part 1 of Wind and Truth.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Enjoy time with your family, or if you don't like your family, enjoy time with your loved ones, and read Wind and Truth, and we'll see you in January. Be safe.